Story time. This is perhaps one of my favorite nights doing haunted house stuff forever, all time. Um, it was after I had established my haunt character that I've shown on stream that has been associated with the stream in the past. I've since moved away from that because I wanted to be a little more diverse in my content and my presentation of my content. But the character is my go-to when I do actually act in haunted houses. It's a full silicone mask that comes down. It's got a bib down to like mid-chest. And it's got like this weird crown looking thing where like the head split open, and there's a membrane that I actually got set up to be a glow-in-the-dark thing. So it's actually a custom job. And this character doesn't really talk much. He mostly just exists to howl and snarl and scream and be there as a general intimidation. So one night I'm working in this hallway that's got like all this switchback stuff, and I learned in previous years how to use a switchback hallway to my advantage, which is you pop out, you scare, you duck further down the hallway, you pop out, you scare, you duck further down the hallway, and and you for all intents and purposes, the guests feel like you are just teleporting. Oh, it's fun. Now there was this one group that I was dealing with that like absolutely refused to even enter the hallway in the first place. So I got impatient, came out, scared them, got a really good reaction. I was like, okay, this is gonna be fun. And then ducked further down into the hallway to where my initial scare was originally set up, and got them again through a little window that was set up. It was like a little wall that came out. So, you know, it'd be like coming out here, and then it dead ends over here or opens up over here, and there's a little cubby that I could hide in, and there's a window between. Like if you were on that little 90 degree that pops out, the window would be like between the two of us. And so I scared them there. And they were so slow going. I got them at every little switchback in this switchback hallway. Until they hit the very end of the hallway where there's a little altar set up, and I'm waiting for them. And I figure they must think that I'm already gone, but they're still waiting. Like, no, you go first. No. And I finally rush out at them and scared the person in the front so bad that they actually bowled everyone in their group over. Stumbled backwards, everyone's falling down, everyone's on the ground. I duck into a service hallway that allows me to at least get back to my area as quickly as possible. And then after that group passed through, my friends who were later in the maze, two people who taught me to do a lot, who actually taught me a lot about how to slide in the haunt, and I respect greatly, just come around after we have another gap in all the groups, and just come up to me and they're like, what did you do to those poor people? All we heard was you snarling and howling and screaming. The walls were shaking on the other side of the hallway because they were just on the other side of the walls from the hallway. And these people freaking out and screaming and panicking. What did you do to them? I'm like, well, let me show you. And so I walked them through everything I did that night to that group, and kind of what I've been using throughout most of the night. And they just kind of looked at me in awe, and they were just like, fucking KO. What? Why? How? Like, because they, I'm sure they still remember back when I was the unsure, timid haunter who still kind of only just barely had ideas and was like so excited to show them things that I thought of, and they'd be like, oh, we've been doing that for so long now. I'm like, oh, but you should keep doing that because it is it is low effort and high payoff. So they probably still remember me as the young spooky boy who needed the mentorship that honestly I so appreciate them having given me. But yeah, I think that is perhaps my best night. Might not be the night that everyone thinks is my best night. And I had this story already up on my YouTube, I believe, somewhere in the story time playlist, but it was worth retelling, and it isn't something that I have on TikTok. So TikTok, hello, another haunt story that you haven't had a chance to hear yet, and I hope you enjoyed this one. Tomorrow will be, I think, another haunt story that I have already told, also on my YouTube, but never on TikTok, about what people will probably say who don't know me that well, or don't necessarily know my own personal preference for my accolades, might possibly say was my best night of haunt because of the accomplishment that I had that very few people have the privilege of claiming. But I wasn't particularly proud of how I got it. So anyway, look forward to that one. Be excellent to each other. Be excellent to yourselves. And I'll see you around.